Now on Talking Solutions, one of our favorite friends from the Nevada DMV, Kevin Malone. Thank you for coming back in.
I enjoy it tremendously. One of my favorite places to be.
I'm sure people stop you all the time knowing that you're with Nevada's DMV and saying, ooh, I got to tell you what happened the last time I went into a DMV office. This is my story. It was just a few weeks ago. I wanted to go get a Golden Knights license plate because I'm a huge fan. So we made an appointment, which I believe you call the Dash Pass.
Yes, we do.
Went in within minutes. They're calling my number. I'm right there at the window, taking care of in, out, done. Love the Dash Pass.
Bravo. Good for you, Terry. That is the big thing that we are pushing these days is the appointment systems. Make an appointment on our website, dmvnv.com. The new system came online on March 25th, and the first week or so was a little rough. But since then, it's been running simply fabulously. It works wonderfully. We offer many, many more appointment slots than we did previously and more services. You can make an appointment for a written test that we didn't make previously, and if your driver's license is suspended or your registration is suspended or revoked, shame on you, but you can make an appointment to have it reinstated. Previously, we made those people wait, even under the old appointment system. So the new appointment system offers many, many more appointments and a couple of new services as well. It's dmvnv.com/dashpass. But it still doesn't solve the problem of having what you need when you come in.
Make the appointment, but if you don't come in with the right paperwork, you're still not going to get it done.
The thing with the DMV is you have to do your homework. Go on our website, dmvnv.com, find out what you need. We have Real IDs coming up. The Real ID deadline is next year. If you don't have a Real ID yet, more than half of Nevadans do, so we're in good shape there. But if you don't have a Real ID yet and you have to come in to renew your driver's license, you need to bring proof of identity, proof of your Social Security number, and 2 documents that prove your residential address. A lot of people don't know that, so they go back and forth, and the technician will sit there and explain it to them, but you get people coming back for at least 2 visits, sometimes 3, because they don't have the right information.
Kevin Malone is with us, Public Information Officer for the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles. Kevin, we're talking about the Real ID.
It's reaffirming your identity. Over the years, over the decades, from the 50s forwards, a lot of people got IDs who shouldn't have them, and driver's licenses, illegal immigrants, you've got criminals who established false identities, people who just had their names spelled wrong through the years. The Real ID Act cleans a lot of that up because you have to show us the documentation again. So if you got a false identity as a criminal years and years ago, guess what? You're not going to get a Real ID. The advantages of it, and I should say it is an optional program. You don't have to get a Real ID. You can go with the standard Nevada license. But next year, the Department of Homeland Security is going to decline to accept standard driver's licenses for boarding an aircraft. You can always use a passport, and there's plenty of other kinds of documents that TSA will accept. But if you want to use your driver's license or state-issued ID card to get on a commercial airplane, starting October 1st, 2020, it will have to be a Real ID. And a lot of other federal facilities already require it. Like the courthouses, you won't be turned away if you need court services if you have an appearance, but if you're going to the courthouse for some other reason, you either have to have a passport or a Real ID. Same thing with military bases. If you're going onto a military base for some reason and you're not actually on active duty and don't have military ID, your license already has to be a Real ID if that's what you want to use to get on the base. The federal government really can't tell states what to do with their driver's license, but that is the enforcement tool to make states go along with Real ID. You'll have to have a Real ID or a passport or some other proof of documentation that's acceptable to get onto a commercial airplane or any federal facility where ID is required.
The kind of documentation that they need to present to get that Real ID, it's all got to do with security for everyone involved, I'd imagine.
It's making your driver's license reflect who you really are. When you have a Real ID, this is your true identity. That's what it's in place for. The other advantage is that you can use that to go to other states and swap out your driver's license. Right now, most states, including Nevada, if you come from another state, you have to show all that proof of identity all over again. If you have a Real ID, the other states will accept just the Real ID. And it's kind of going back to the way it was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where you would just hand in your driver's license at another state DMV and they would go ahead and give it to you and accept that. That got changed after 9/11. Nevada and a lot of other states would not accept out-of-state licenses at face value. And at at least with Real ID, we're going back to that. It'll be a convenience.
So the plan is for it to help cut down on all of the incorrect information that may be existing on a driver's license from before or from elsewhere.
And again, false identities that criminals have had for years. Our facial recognition system cut way down on that. It's tightening up the security. And again, the deadline is October 1st, 2020, when the Department of Homeland Security will start requiring a Real ID if you want to use your driver's license to board an aircraft.
That might seem like it's a long way off now. It's not. It's next year.
We're going to be doing a promotional campaign on it starting this fall.
Kevin Malone is with us from the Nevada DMV. We were talking about Dash Pass. The plan is to turn into more of an appointment-based
agency. That's exactly what we're doing. Under the new appointment system since March, we're offering many, many more new appointment slots. For example, the Flamingo and Sahara offices used to offer 500 appointment slots per day. Now it's 810. So we've added 300 more appointment slots per day. The appointments are available maybe 2 days out, which isn't very long, 2 days. It's well worth the wait. Though if you do come down to the DMV and just take a number and get in line, you're going to be sitting there for 3 and 4 hours. We really do want people to make an appointment. We're hearing it from the walk-in customers that are complaining about it, and frankly, they're right. So we really do want to transition to an appointments-based agency. When you think about the DMV, 2 steps: go to our website, do your homework. If you have to come in, if you can't do it online, then make an appointment. But visit us on the web first.
When you're setting up your appointment for your DMV visit, the Dash Pass, do you have to create an account on your website to make that happen?
No, you don't. You simply go on and enter your first name, last name, email address, and your telephone number. That's it. That's all you have to do. And of course, you pick the date and time and location. We'll send you both an email and a text confirmation. Then when you get to the office, you go to the appointment check-in window. If there's a big long line going out the door, you don't have to wait in that line. You go to the appointment check-in window.
Because you have a special line that's so much shorter. Passing all these people in these other lines, scores of people waiting. You're just going on up to the head of the line and boom.
And boom, we'll get you right in. And the goal is to call every appointment within 5 minutes of the time. And we do that. Get out of the long line, get into the short one.
That's how it should be. Kevin Malone, I love that we can set up those appointments at the DMV, what we call the Dash Pass, as close as a couple days before you'd be going. So when you're going, hey, by the end of the month, I need to get this taken care of. Instead of going and standing in line for who knows how long, go ahead and make that appointment. It might just be a couple days in the future, but you'll then be able to leave work and go, hey guys, at lunchtime today, I got an appointment I got to take care of. I'll see you shortly. And you really will be back shortly.
Back before lunch is over, right. The other thing we really want to push is what we're calling express plates. We used to call it EDRS. You tell me what EDRS stands for. You don't know. Neither does anyone else.
I don't. I'm going express maybe E.
No, it was electronic dealer report of sale. If you buy a car, truck, or motorcycle, new or used, from a Nevada dealer, you can register it online without visiting the DMV at all. We came up with a little marketing campaign for that, and it's called Express Plates now because no one knows what EDRS means.
That
Express
makes
plates.
sense.
You can go online and register your car. If you need to transfer plates, you can transfer your existing plates with limitations. Of course, you can't transfer classic vehicle plates, things like that. Or you can get new standard license plates in the mail. So you don't have to visit the DMV at all to register your car. The drawback with it is that you can't get specialty plates, so you can't register it with your Golden Knights plates, unfortunately.
I do love my Golden Knights plates.
If you want those, you have to come in to the office to get them. But if you don't really care about the plate, you want a standard plate, you can register the car online without coming into the DMV at all. We'll apply the credit from your old registration. If you want new plates, we'll mail you the standard plates, and you don't have to come in at all. There's approximately 30,000 vehicles, a little more than that, sold in Nevada every month that are eligible for this. We only get about 28% usage. So that's a little over 2,000 people. That's why we are targeting express plates to try to get more people to use this service and get them out of the offices. We're talking about 22,000 people a month. If everyone used it, which everyone won't, but if everyone did, that would cut the lines in the offices by 22,000 people a month.
It would benefit everybody, and they won't have to make that extra trip to the DMV.
Right. So we're going to do a promotional campaign on that as well as Real ID, trying to get the usage up.
I don't think people realize, and I know we touch on it every time you visit, the actual number of transactions the DMV is responsible for is a lot more than people realize.
I want to say it's somewhere upwards of 900 million transactions a year. It's a lot. People don't realize what the DMV does. Yes, we register your car and issue your driver's licenses. We also regulate all of the dealers in the state. We have to do car registrations for all of the big fleets, the taxis, the rental car companies. We license all of the emission stations, all of the car dealer salesmen. Then on the other side, we license the trucking industry and the fuel tax industry.
Wow.
We collect all of the fuel taxes in Nevada. We license the trucking industry, not only the commercial driver's licenses, but all of the registrations for the Nevada-based trucking fleets, just about everything that's related to vehicles and transportation except the car parts store.
Kevin Malone is with us from the Nevada DMV.
We have a couple of bills before the legislature this year. We want to be able to issue registrations for trucking companies electronically and mail them the plates, and they don't have to come in at all either. We also want to modernize the fleet registration. With a big fleet like Nevada Power or a construction company, UPS, they have their own accounts, and we want to move all of that online so that they don't have to come in at all either. So we can keep moving forward on providing services electronically and cutting down on the office visits.
The Nevada DMV, you guys do millions and millions of transactions, and you're just trying to take every step you can to make it go faster and to keep people from having to come in.
And to get it right as well. Your driver's license is your most important form of identification, and we need it to be you and not someone else. Same thing with your car title. As $40,000 car, we have to make sure we get the right owner of the car. So there's a lot of regulations, and people complain about the red tape, but almost all of it is there for a reason.
Truth is, you do a lot of different jobs. You're very good at doing the jobs. And by the same token, you're trying to save us time and keep us out of there unless we absolutely have to come to the DMV, because there will be a few things we do need to do in person.
Well, thank you very much for that. And yes, there always will be a couple of things you need to do in person. Get your driver's license, because we need to see the documents. We need to see your bright eyes, and we need to put you in front of our camera. People say, why can't I just mail in a photo or email a photo? Because we don't know who's standing in front of the camera. Same thing with buying a car from a private party. We need to see that title to make sure that you really bought this car and that the person who sold it is the actual seller. So yes, you will have to come into the DMV for certain things in the future. Hopefully we're going to keep it down to a minimum.
In most cases, you don't have to go to the DMV.
The first step is to visit our website, dmvnv.com, and do your homework before anything else. See if you can do it online. We do offer 24 online transactions. Most insurance things, when you get an insurance verification notice from us, do that online. People say, I'm going to take the receipts and go down there and prove to them that I had insurance. That's not the way to do it. You do it online. We do offer more than 24 online transactions, including a change of address. You do have to sign up for an account for that, but it's better than going to an office. Go to our website, see if you can do it online. Number one, do your homework. Number two, if you have to come in, make an appointment. Dash Pass. We have links all over the website.
Makes for a really positive experience with the Nevada DMV.
Thank you.
I think that people are pleasantly surprised by how quick it is to actually come in and out of there when you've got the Dash Pass appointment, get their business taken care of, and then go right back to work and say, okay, lunch hour's over. Guess what I did?
Or take the whole afternoon off work and enjoy the rest of it. I can't advocate that.
No. Kevin Malone from the Nevada DMV, as part of Talking Solutions, we're always going to ask, what can we do to help you?
The most important thing is to do your homework, especially buying a car. There's a lot of regulations on dealers that you have to use a standardized contract. So know what you're doing when you go into a car dealer. You can research that on our website and take a look at the contract ahead of time so that you know what you're doing when you go into a car dealer. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference in dealing with the DMV end of it, but you don't want to get stuck with a car that you don't like or with payment terms that you don't like. Once you sign that contract, you've bought that car. So you need to know what you're doing when you go into a car dealer.
You're also helping to educate me when it comes to buying a car?
Yeah, a little bit with at least the legal requirements. We don't really get into the nitty-gritty details of checking the oil and kicking the tires, but as far as the regulatory end of it goes, yes, you can verify a dealer's business license online before you go in. So we do help car buying a little bit. The other thing I neglected to mention is that we do have a compliance enforcement division that not only licenses and regulates the dealerships and the emission emission stations and so forth, you can file a complaint with us. If you really do get taken by a car dealer, we have limited regulatory authority to ask for money back or anything like that. But if they did the paper wrong and really took advantage of you, you can file a complaint and we'll look into it.
Did not realize. So a grievance is something you might be able to assist with.
Yes.
The Nevada DMV, they do way more than you realize. And Kevin Malone is the Public Information Officer. DMVNV.com for all kinds of information and make the appointment. It's so great with the Dash Pass.
Right. Do the homework and make the appointment. You'll be in and out in a flash.
Kevin Malone, am I forgetting anything?
No, I think we've covered it quite well, Terry. Thank you for having me on, and I've really enjoyed it.
Always love having you here. You know you can come back anytime.
I will take you up on that.
Looking forward to it. Have a great day.